I feel there's a calling in my life to really impact the world in a different way. Ramson Cross is designed as an investment vehicle to be the leading force in directing this generation in the direction that we need to be moving forwards to. I felt, call it personal responsibility, to be involved in that space. A year later, I found myself creating what now is Serie Golf Club, which is a charity golf foundation that is geared towards engaging in different charity groups. We were fortunate to attract 112 golfers to participate, apart from the sponsors and the crews involved. The reviews were great. The guys were absolutely thrilled about the organization behind the day. The logo of Serie Golf Club says, if you can, you should. What that means is that if you find yourself as a human being or as a community or as a group of people having the capability to impact change in society, then you should, because that opportunity that you have or that privilege that you have is given to you, so that you should act upon it. If you find yourself in a space where you are able to respond or to effect change in another person's life, then that's your responsibility. Then it's not a favor that one confers upon another person or a community of people, but it's actually a responsibility. Serie is geared towards attracting like minds and people who would share in that philosophy of saying, if you find yourself privileged enough, then you have the responsibility to share that privilege. The initial event was in support of the Els Foundation for Autism.
The Els family started this foundation in 2009. Their son, Ben, has autism. And the beauty of this foundation is that it was started to really reach the global community. It's about changing the world for people with autism.
Autism is not a familiar concept in society. People don't know what autism is all about. People don't know how families are affected by autism, and I thought I could participate in that space in terms of bringing forward the message of what and how families are affected by autism. The whole event was geared towards raising funds for Els Foundation for Autism. I'm pleased to announce that on the day we managed to raise 161,000 rands, which has already been presented to the Els Foundation. For the launch and the first attempt at this event, I think we did well. Netcare, who came on board, Venus Security Enterprise, Arista Health came on board, Land Rover South Africa came on board, we had Soho-san coming on board as well, and the list is endless. So all these groups really make the day come to reality. So thank you to them. Myself and the team was quite surprised by the response. Everybody from the sponsors to the participants were amazed by the quality of how the day was organized and also the quality of the presentation of the day and the quality of the presentation of the concept. From the minute the first guest arrived, the reception group at the table to the evening event, I think the guests were quite pleased. We got quite a positive response from a broader aspect of South African society. So there were no particular interest groups that we targeted because we were bringing forth a message across. So we tried to involve as broad a spectrum of peoples as possible. I happen to be a father of 3. I've got 2 teenage boys and I've got a little daughter now. And I believe creating a future where they can thrive without prejudice and without fear. I'm trying to sell a notion where we stop shortchanging the future generations and creating a more favorable prospect for the young ones. The basis of all that we are trying to do through an organization like Ramson Cross is to put a guarantee to a successful landscape for the current growing generation.